and you've been pretty vocal about Stots. We know you think he sucks, so I won't ask you what you think of him. But is there any danger that you have to be careful to, not overlook him?
No, not really. Obviously, in any type of fight with this small glove situation, you really do have to be very careful because obviously someone can get very lucky and land a strike, and then that's it. That's the end of the fight. MMA is so unique where if you do slip up and you do make a minor mistake, it is the end result. You do take the loss. And all these other fucking sports, these pussy-ass sports, you can make a mistake and just get it back the next play. In basketball, if you miss your assignment, it's just a 2-point dunk. No one gives a fuck. In MMA, your hands are out of place for a split second. Your lights go out. See you later, and you're never the same. So in that aspect, I kind of always have to be careful. But with Stotts, he doesn't really have any expertise in any area. The last guy I fought, Leandro Higo, was very good on the ground, very good jiu-jitsu, so you got to be very careful with him. But with Stotts, he doesn't have great jiu-jitsu. He doesn't have great Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, or anything like that. So I'm really not too worried about his finishing capabilities. I just got to go out there, fight smart, fight hard, push the pressure, and break this motherfucker.
It seems as if you might have gotten under his skin a little. Do you think that can work to your advantage if he fights emotional?
Yeah, I've definitely gotten under his skin. You just look how he's carrying himself during this fight week and how he has this entire time with this fight camp. He's very different. Go back on his other fights and he doesn't talk this type of trash. He seems a little bit more amped up, a little bit more juiced up, seems a little bit more nervous, but that's kind of what happens when you fight Danny Sabatello. You kind of have to change exactly who you are, not just in the cage, but outside the cage when the lights are on you. You kind of talk a little bit different, but that's what comes with it, and that's what I want out of these guys. I really believe in mental warfare. I believe in breaking your opponent before the initial bell even starts, and I've definitely done that. I think he's going to come out there. He's going to want to knock my fucking head off. He's going to want to hate me, but you know what? That's just going to play into my game plan. And if you win before the bell even rings, then man, you got it in the bag. And with this fight specifically, with him being a mental midget and a little pussy, I think I got this fight already won.
And last one for me. Obviously, you've got the other side of the bracket going down as well. Patchy Mix will be in action. He came out, he predicted Stotts would beat you, and he called you trash. I mean, is that a sign that things are going in the right direction when you get an emotional reaction from a guy you're not even matched up yet with?
I mean, no, not really. I forgot those two little pipsqueaks were on my fight card. But yeah, all these other guys, Rafian Stotts and Patchy Mix and Magomed, I think they're all friends. This whole division, I see them outside before all this shit, and they're always talking, being buddy. But I'm not in the friend-making business. I'm in the face-breaking business. So obviously they're going to all have each other's backs. They're all going to predict each other to win. That's fucking cute with me. I don't care. To me, they can all fucking die. I don't really give a fuck. He can predict Stotts wins. It doesn't really matter off my back. With their fight, I don't have a prediction because they both suck.
All right. Well, looking forward to yours Friday.
Yep.
Dylan?
Hey, Danny. Last June, you spoke to me about mixed martial arts, explaining how this isn't basketball where you toss a ball in a hoop, or football, you miss a block, he gains an extra yard. This is a very dangerous game. Although you're all alone in that cage, how crucial is it to have the right people around you and have a good support system like the one you have at ATT in Florida?
Yeah, it's everything. Part of the reason why I get my confidence is because I train at the best gym in the world down at American Top Team in South Florida. My head coach, Mike Brown, I very much so believe in. Whatever he says, I go in there and I do it. He could tell me this fight, go in there and fight blindfolded, and I would absolutely do that. I make sure that I'm very calculated and I surround myself with the right people because you can be put up and surrounded by the wrong crowd. And you'll just see that with not just your fighting, but your day-to-day life decisions. So it's very crucial to surround yourself by very intelligent, very skillful people within your field, and that's exactly what I've done. I have absolutely killers and geniuses, MMA gurus around me. So that's also what gives me part of the confidence is just because, man, how could I not be fucking good when I'm sacrificing everything? I'm just listening to my coaches and my training partners. I'm fucking going hard every single day in the gym, twice a day. Obviously, with that recipe, it's a formula for championship, and I'm going to put that on display in a couple of days is get that championship, not just because of how hard I work and what I've sacrificed and how fucking good I am, but a product of my environment, and that's American Top Team.
And a lot of Nigerians have reached the highest heights in this sport, Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya, and others. How important is it what does it mean to be able to represent your heritage or Italian heritage within mixed martial arts? and maybe bring a championship, and have an Italian champion?
Yeah, it would be fucking awesome. Obviously, it's very exciting for me because there's not too many Italian champions. I don't know if there's ever been an Italian champion in Bellator before. Hopefully, I can be the first one. But, man, I represent a ton of people. I don't like to think that I represent just one specific group or anything like that. If you're a tough motherfucker, I represent you. If you're a pussy, I don't represent you. That's pretty much the bottom line. But, yeah, I'm very proud of my Italian heritage. Obviously, the Italians are the toughest and meanest motherfuckers on the planet. So obviously I have all of the toughest guys out there, which is awesome. I've been getting DMs and all that from all the Italians, and it's very funny what these guys fucking say, and I know they all have my back if anything push come to shove. But obviously I represent a lot of people. I represent Italians, I represent American Top Team, people from Chicago, all of South Florida, my family and my friends, my teammates, my coaches. I'm just going to be out there December 9th at the Mohegan Sun representing a ton of people that are a part of the Sabatello Mafia.
And you mentioned Chicago. We just saw you a few weeks ago at Bellator 288 in Chicago. You faced off with Rafion, Dale Brown standing in between you guys. Do you notice any differences in Rafion's stare or his body language than maybe some previous opponents, or are all face-offs pretty much the same?
Yeah, Rafion's very scared. He sways back and forth whenever I come face-to-face with that little pipsqueak. He's very nervous. He tries to turn it into a positive energy and act like he's very excited for this, but he's not. I could tell just by his shaking his knees and not being able to look at me and smiling and saying he can't wait. That's just kind of nervous energy. That's his way of trying to cope with everything, but I have this mental warfare and these mind games down to a T. I can already see that I'm in his head. It's very crucial. Dale was there, but not too long after that Chicago visit, I saw on one of Dale's Instagram posts that he had Rafion Stots beating me. So Dale, to me, can go fuck himself as well. If he wants to step inside that cage and have Stots' back, why doesn't he step inside the cage December 9th and have his back? I'll beat the shit out of him, too. So they both can go fuck themselves. But, yeah, I am in Stots' head, and you're going to see it, and I'm going to put it on full display December 9th.
Thanks, Danny. Good luck this Friday.
Yep.
Kobe?
Hi, Danny. Kobe from the Pro Sports Podcasters. A lot of people would say you exude a fair amount of confidence, or others would say cockiness. And with every fight you've had in Bellator, you get a number of detractors that kind of write you off, but you show the same sort of level of performance with every single opponent, even though they've been maybe more respected than you. How many wins is it going to take before they'll start to respect you?
Yeah, I don't have that answer. The problem is there's so many dumb fucks out there. A lot of people are going to be writing me off simply just because they're morons. A lot of people are very much haters. And you know what? All successful people have haters, and I got a lot of haters. So that just shows that a testament is my skills and that I am very good at this thing. Anytime you look at somebody that's very high level at their craft, whatever it might be, you're going to have a lot of people on Instagram and Twitter saying, oh, he fucking sucks and all that. And I got a lot of that shit. I don't listen to the haters. I don't listen to any of that bullshit. All those people on Instagram that are saying that I suck and all that have never been in a fight in their life, and they're dumb fuckers. They're probably fat too. So I don't pay too much stock to that, but the people that say that I'm going to lose the Stots are also fucking idiots. If you look at my skills and my abilities, what I've done to really fucking good people, you'll see that this fight should be no problem.
And how do you compare Stots to, say, Lugo or Johns?
Yeah, it's just different in the MMA game because stylistically everybody's a little bit different. With my last opponent, Higo, he specializes in jiu-jitsu, so you can't open up too much because that's what he's waiting for. He's waiting for you to make a risky move and open up, and then he slices your neck or your leg or your arm or something like that, gets you in an arm bar or leg lock, and then finishes the fight. With Stots, he doesn't have that capability, so I'm able to open up more. So it's a very different fight from that one. I would say it's on the level of Jornal Lugo. They're both very athletic people. They're both pretty good on the feet, both pretty good on the ground. I'm way better everywhere. And I'm going to be looking forward to showing that as well, because with that Jornal Lugo fight, I sliced him open and there was blood everywhere. And that's kind of how I see this fight going down. Blood everywhere, me imposing my will, and me dominating this motherfucker.
I'm looking forward to a great fight, buddy.
Yep.
Santiago?
Hi, Danny. Thank you for the time.
in a weekend filled with combat sports. This fight between you and Stots is the biggest in the Bellator cage fight of the weekend, of course. And it's not even close. A lot of people think that this has a lot to do with your appearances in the build-up. How big do you think your role was in all of this, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, bottom line, my role is huge. You know, this is the Danny Sabatello show. I am the main event. Everybody under me should be thanking me. One guy specifically that should send me a Christmas gift this year is Rafian Stots. You know, he's getting a lot of publicity. He's getting a lot of shine right now. People are saying, oh, did Rafian come out of nowhere? Wow, where's this guy came from? This motherfucker is 34 years old. He's been in the game forever. There's nothing new with this guy. He's just getting a lot of publicity because of me, so he should be very thankful for me. I've came out of nowhere. I've only been with Bellator for about a year now. I'm only 29 years old. So obviously it's very big whenever I fight, and it's only going to get bigger when I fight. You know, all these fights, even after this, when I fight for the title, it's going to be massive. And then when I fucking beat the shit out of that pussy Sergio Pettis, that's also going to be massive. So it's very, very exciting times for Sabatello fans out there because it's only going to get bigger and better. And if you're not on board now, you can go fuck yourself.
And it only has been a year since that you've entered Bellator MMA promotion. It seems like you're in the right place at the right time. How would you say that these 18 months have been for you here in the company?
Yeah, absolutely awesome. You know, Bellator's the best. And specifically with this bantamweight division, Bellator has the best bantamweight division across all promotions. So it's just very exciting whenever you're successful in this division. It just shows how fucking good you are. You know, the bottom line is, at the end of the day, the winner of this tournament will be regarded as the best bantamweight on the planet, and that's due to this Grand Prix tournament and how deep it is. You know, you got guys like Brett Johns and Darian Caldwell who aren't even in this fucking tournament. That just shows how awesome it is. And also, I do love this Grand Prix tournament just because it's just like the other mainstream sports. You know, you want to get MMA bigger, you got to kind of compare it to football and baseball and basketball. And what do they have? They have the playoffs at the end of the year just to see who's the best fucking team or person or whatever it may be. You know, you got to test yourself at the end of the year to see who the best is. And that's what this Grand Prix tournament is. It's a playoff. You know, this isn't cherry picking now. You know, a lot of times in MMA, fans are going to be able to say, oh, but did he deserve a title shot? Is he really the best in the division? We don't really know because you kind of pick and choose. With this Grand Prix tournament, if you want to be the best, you got to run through the fucking tournament and beat the best. There's nothing anybody can say once I win this Grand Prix tournament. I will be the best bantamweight on planet Earth.
Yeah, I agree. There's no politics anymore. Exactly. And Bellator is going to do a co-promotion at the end of the year, Danny. What was your first reaction when you heard this exciting news?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. You know, it's very good for MMA in general. I think everybody should be very excited for this. That means big things are headed ahead. You know, obviously, you kind of want more co-promoters and co-promotion fights. It just makes everything better in this sport. And obviously, Ryzen has a lot of talented people and a lot of talented fighters, but I'm very confident in the 5 that Bellator has picked to represent us. I'm going to have all their backs. After that, they can go fuck themselves, you know, because I don't really like anybody in this fight game other than my teammates at American Top Team. But for that, for Bellator against Ryzen, I'm going to be obviously Team Bellator and rooting for those fucking guys, and it's going to be very exciting.
Thank you for the time, Danny. Cannot wait to see you perform again. Good luck on fight night, sir.
Thank you.
We'll take one more from Patrick.
Hey, Danny, this is Patrick McCoy from Combat Sports UK. How you doing today?
Awesome. How you doing?
Doing well. Now, obviously, with all the build-up, all the trash talk in the build-up, is there any chance, no matter the result of the fight, we get a shake of hands at the end of it?
Yeah, maybe. I can do a lot of things, but I can't tell the future. You know, I don't really know how that's going to go. I really don't fucking like this guy. None of this is fake or anything like that. I don't see myself liking him the rest of my life. You know, he's just a very different cat from me. I don't agree with the shit that he does. You know, I don't like fake people. Every time I go on social media, Instagram or Twitter, he's got the first like on everybody's picture, and he's commenting and giving fake laughs. And he's just caught up in this fake fucking bullshit Instagram world, and I don't like that for this world. I think it's terrible. So we'll never see eye to eye. But once that bell rings, you know, you might have a little bit of respect just for 5 seconds just because of what you all have gone through. But I really don't see myself liking this guy ever. But again, you know, after I do get my victories, I don't see a need to shove it in my opponent's face or do anything like that. After I'm done killing my meat, I'm done with it. I don't even give a shit. I'll be already looking forward to that fucking final in this Grand Prix. But who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I guess we'll just have to see.
And how do you predict this fight to end? And how do you see your styles matching up with either the winner of Mix or Magomedov?
Yeah, with this fight specifically, I need to fucking drag this into fucking later rounds just because I want to impose my will on this motherfucker. Obviously, if I do get a quick finish, I'm not going to say that I won't be happy. Of course, in MMA with this crazy game, you got to be very happy with any victory that you get. So if that were to be the case, I would be happy. But I ideally would like a 4th round TKO. I want to bash his fucking face in. I want to make him bleed. I want to make it violent. And I want to make him fucking suffer, dude. This guy's been talking a lot of shit. And I got to make him pay for it. So, obviously, I want to go in there and want to do what I want to do. I want to have the fans be excited and have them know how much better I am than this motherfucker. And once that I impose my will and fans realize how much better I am than this guy, then I'll fucking get him out of there. Probably a TKO. It could be a submission, but I'm predicting that 4th round. And then against either Magomed or Patchy, I don't have a prediction of who wins that fight. They both suck. Patchy is really good on the back once he gets that body lock on you. But other than that, he's not good. Magomed can be tricky because he throws a lot of spinning attacks, which are very dangerous in MMA. You always got to be careful. But technically, he's not that too technically sound. That's why I say this fight with Stots is actually for the actual belt. This isn't for the interim shit because Sergio Pettis sucks. And the 2 guys on the other side of the bracket aren't as good as me and Stots. So this right now, in 2 days, at Mohegan Sun, December 9th with me and Stots is actually for the belt because we are the best 2 guys in this division.
We'll take one last one from Dylan.
Hey there, Danny. I appreciate you making some time.
Yep.
I'm just curious because previously you held the Titan FC Bantamweight title for close to a full year. Like, what would it represent to your career progression to capture Bellator gold here?
Yeah, well, Bellator Gold is the most prestigious gold, obviously, and how I've talked about how this bantamweight Bellator division is the best bantamweight division across all promotions. So if I can capture this fucking Bellator bantamweight division, it's going to mean everything. It'll just show whatever I do, I capture gold in it, and I seek out titles and I win titles. I like to think that I perform my best on the brightest and biggest stages. That's why I'm trying to build up this fight. I think Danny Sabatello's best comes out when everybody's watching and the spotlight is on and there's so much fucking pressure. I also think a majority of people crumble under the pressure, and that's what Rafian Stots does. So I think going into this fight, he's not going to be the same fighter. He's going to feel a lot of adversity. He's going to feel a lot of pressure. Those lights are going to be very bright. It's going to be main event, and I think he's going to crumble, and that's where I'm going to shine. And it's just going to be awesome, man. With Bellator, I love Bellator. I've been saying it for a while. I hope I start my career with Bellator and end my career with Bellator, but you can't really tell the future. But regardless of the situation, me getting this belt Friday is going to be absolutely epic.
And just one more follow-up, because I noticed on your Instagram you were wearing a T-shirt where you were flipping off Rafian Stots. Is that something Sabatello fans can purchase if they're so inclined?
Yep, absolutely. You got a picture on a T-shirt of me and Rafian, me flicking him off at the end of my last fight with Higo. He came into the cage and I had my middle finger in his face. He didn't do shit because he's a pussy. So yeah, you can go to my Instagram. It's in my bio and you can buy that shit there.
Thank you for your time, Danny.
Yep, thank you.